Hi, I'm Gary from Big Spud, and today I want to cook gammon sous vide with honey. Gammon is a super popular joint in the UK, a joint of meat used all year round, but you'll always see the one around Easter and Christmas time. Certainly in my house, I always cook one on Christmas Eve, and then you've got a lovely dinner, and then it's ready for snacking meat for the rest of the week. It's very salty and strong, a slightly sweet flavour as well. It's one of my absolute favourites. We call it gammon in the UK. It's the hind leg of a pork, but just the top part, so you get a big round of meat. Just one of those weird quirks of butchery that we have a joint called the gammon, which is basically like bacon, but a big joint of bacon or ham. Though like bacon, it's cured and usually smoked, not always, but not ready to eat. It needs cooking first. You can simmer it on the hob for a couple of hours. I often simmer it for about 2 hours, depending on the size, with a few veg in there like onions, carrots, celery, that sort of thing, a few peppercorns, bay leaves. I might finish it in the oven to glaze it, or you can cook it straight from the fridge and roast it in the oven straight away. Either method is fine, you just get a different result. Today, just for something different, I'm going to cook it sous vide. Sous vide, under vacuum, it literally translates as, but it means in a water bath. And in the bath of water, usually if you're going to boil it on the hob or stove, it'll take you like 2 hours at whatever it simmers at, 90, 95 degrees. With sous vide, you set the temperature and leave it there. So I'm going to set mine to 60, 63, 65 degrees and leave it in that water, held at that temperature. And what you see with sous vide is by setting that temperature, it stops cooking at that point and just holds there. And I'll show you how using sous vide, you can stop it quite precisely. So it's cooked all the way through, but exactly the same all the way through. So it's not tough on the outside, chewy on the middle. You can cook gammon so it's really stringy like a pulled pork, or you can hold it slightly earlier so it slices much better and neater, more like a slice of thick ham. So let's take a look. So first, setting up my sous vide machine to the right temperature, setting mine to 62 degrees here. I'm using a Sous Vide Supreme here, but there are loads and loads of models on the market. There are things like Codlo and Anova. They're all doing the same job. This is what I like because it's an all-in-one unit. So onto my piece of gammon. Got a 1 kilo piece of gammon there, adding in a tablespoon of honey and about a teaspoon of fennel seeds and 1 piece of star anise. This is just how I like it. There's almost anything you can add here. Take it into a barbecue flavour, make it more herby, add wine, add butter. It's whatever you want it to taste of. Some peppercorns going in now, and a bay leaf. Now just going to use my vacuum sealing machine. It first crimps the top, heat seals it, and then starts dragging all of the air out of it and creates that vacuum. And it's that vacuum allowing it to cook very evenly. My sous vide machine has come up to temperature, so I'm just dropping the meat into there, making sure it's submerged. It comes with this little wire tray that's really handy for holding it under the water. I'm taking the gammon out of the machine. Let's take a look how it's cooked. It's still firm, but it's got plenty of spring and bounce to it. Just slash the top open, and I'm going to pour away all that cooking liquid into a pan, and I'm going to use that for a glaze in a minute. Just going to pop that on a hob and reduce it down, getting it over a low heat. All the flavours come together. Taking the meat out of the bag now, and just going to remove some of the loose bits of seed and peppercorn that aren't too pleasant on the teeth. The thing with sous vide is I can cook it and then pop it in the fridge or the freezer and bring it out later and work with it then. today I finished cooking with it and pretty much wanted to start working with it. So let's carve off a slice and see what it looks like. There you can see it's holding its texture. It does pull apart, but not like pulled pork, just along the natural lines of the meat. Still got plenty of bite to it. And I'm just using a blowtorch just to char the edges to give another smoky flavour. You could do this under the grill or in a hot oven for a few minutes to get the same effect. This is just, frankly, a bit showy-offy, and I like it. Serving now with chips from the air fryer, a little burnt cabbage and a fried egg. A real classic midweek meal. And there's the gammon. I think sous vide's a fantastic technique for cooking gammon and other meats, just by the precision that you get holding it at a specific temperature. So there you go, my recipe for sous vide gammon with honey. I hope you enjoyed that recipe, and if you did, please take a look at loads of other recipes I've got over here, all those different lovely places. If you really did enjoy that and you know someone who would like it, why not share it to them, copy the link and send it over on WhatsApp or whatever the cool kids use these days. If you've got time to like and subscribe, all those wonderful good things, it helps me out enormously. Thanks so much. Have a good one.